Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is Steve here. Welcome to E. Larson.
I'm still here.
Bummer. What a bummer.
Would you prefer that I leave?
No, man. I can't do
Okay.
this shit on my own.
Okay, then don't eat me.
I am not a multi-dimensional person. Hello, Alberto Alomar.
Hello.
Hello. Joe wants the Meatloaf champion. All right. Make sure that's off. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Let me bring up pledges.
Pledges. New pledges.
New pledges. Pledged. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know we do. We have to dunk. We have to dip CM Punk in gold. We have to get our. Oh man, look at that! Wow, jeez, people. Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. We need to dip. We need to get our Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Our official Hall of Fame section going. But I want to look classy, man. I want to look good. It's got to be a good Hall of Fame.
Oh, I agree.
We got to do some things that are kind of classy around here.
I know. Well, we'll have the WWE, we'll beat them in one capacity, and that will have a physical Hall of Fame.
That's a good point. All right. I think I'm kind of ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I should get some water. I'm going to grab some water. Let people arrive.
Settle in.
Yeah. I feel like something's missing.
I don't know what that would be.
Is this on right here?
Yeah.
That's on?
Yeah, everything's on. Oh, the SD card's not in the camera. That's what's missing.
Is it on my computer?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll fix that, man.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. James Rodriguez gave us this CM Punk. Hello, Bullet Club fanboy. So yes, we will get it bronzed or something, or at least spray paint it. Should we get these legitimately bronzed?
Fuck no, man. We're going to spray paint.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you said you wanted classy.
And we'll make a video of it. You look classy with spray paint, dude. Nobody's going to know the difference. Except for how many people are in our live stream right now?
57.
My goodness gracious. Are you all patrons? If you're not a patron, get out.
Goodness.
This is for the...
Remember, this is for $1 and up.
Yeah, $1 patrons and up.
Yeah, no. So it makes sense to have more than the usual $5.
Oh, no, I totally get that. I'm pretty sure that...
Oh, thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Lance. You look nice today, Larson. You look very nice.
I am wearing a Slapnut shirt,
I
however.
don't look nice today? What the fuck? Do I look nice, Lance? I'm like, no,
All right.
you're just a Slavic fuck, Steve.
Wow.
You're a bastard. You...
All right.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Are we rolling? We're not rolling.
No, we're
I
not.
was probably still reading that stupid card. Got vacuum this place. It's a mess.
Excuse me.
Where's my fun wrestling tee? It was on earlier. It's too loose. I ordered a large W Steve W to see if I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But something tells me it's gonna be too tight. I'm gonna be in this fucking limbo. The shirt limbo. It's weird. I'll get like custom. I'll just send them off to I like Society 6's shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Last I checked, it's been like a year since I've ordered one, but I really love the way they fit. So maybe I'll just use the same design on those shirts and then say, hey, you can get this at Pro Wrestling Tees. But it's like a different shirt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Do you have notes up?
Did everybody watch W Steve W last night? It's very important that you do. No, you didn't?
No, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I was watching Raw.
It was another quality show.
Well, I was there when it happened, so I know
Literally,
what happened.
Meltzer said today on Wrestling Observer newsletter that it was an 8-star match.
A newsletter was not released today.
8-star match is what Meltzer said.
You're making things up.
All right, here we go. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be watching right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, or listening to on wherever fine podcasts are available, including iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud.com/Steven Larson. However,
not.
Not. We are old. Spotify Block Party.
We are not on Spotify
yet. Spotify troglodytes. Ooh, no way. We're not on Spotify. We're aiming to get there by Mania.
Yes.
We're on the road to Spotify here.
Yes, that's right.
Going In Raw. We're officially on the road to Spotify. Right now, we have 62 patrons watching this live stream live right now. They're interacting with us in the little chat room here, and you can do that as well at patreon.com/Steven Larson, where you get various reward tiers every month. Just $1 a month will get you into one live stream every month.
$5 a month will get you into everyone.
Every single one, which seems like kind of a ripoff. Shouldn't it be like $4 a month because we generally do 4 of these a month?
Well, some months have 5 weeks.
Some months do.
Or
have
5 Tuesdays, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, that's a lot of fun. And I like doing this. I like reading off the names of the people who have pledged money to support us and the show.
Yes.
Every week. And so I'm going to do that right now. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to last Tuesday. Let's see if I can remember. Flux Marsh. I do remember Flux Marsh. I'm going to go from Flux Marsh. What a great name. Also putting in money to our Patreon, the 22nd Pilot, Brad Cam, Ken Hall, Kenny McKinnon, Cameron Clark, Hunter Haas Helmsley. Gotcha. Jay Thunder, Ventura, Joseph Rivera Gonzalez, Glurg, Mike Davies, Connor McCory, Connor Higgs, Sour Grapes, Joey the Bear Gambit Brock, Jason Cost, World Heavyweight Psychedelic Champion, Psychonaut Sid, put in a buck, Broken Dick Damage, wow, Two Beast, Kyle Crampton, Preston Brown, number 1 jobber Alex Ponce, Ian Diller. Have you heard of anybody named Ian? E-A-N-N? What a great name. Hey, Ian. Also, Pie Guy, Cody Maynard, Jackson Conway, George Perez, and Salvador Alba III.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All put in money
Thank
to the
you very
Patreon.
much.
Now we got 69 of you guys watching. Woo! 69. Sorry. So we want to say sincerely thank you.
Yes,
Without
thank
you guys,
very much.
The show would be a piece of crap. We also have a pro wrestling tee shop where you can get this Jeff Jarrett Slapnut shirt in case you're a loser at predictions as well. And we also have some Going In Raw merchandise, including the Going In Raw logo, Fun Wrestling, W Steve W, and Fuck Wrestling. All logos. We're going to get some new shirts up there very soon.
Yeah, I have some ideas.
Good. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the plugs.
I thought that was it for the show.
It's certainly long enough. So anyways, I'm letting the live chat know right now. I'm switching over to our Going In Raw notes. So I will now be ignoring you.
Yeah.
As a $1 patron, I am now ignoring you. That sounds horrible. Steven, that sounds horrible.
Horrible.
My goodness gracious.
So,
anyways, we are officially we're officially on the road to Spotify,
WrestleMania.
aka the road to WrestleMania.
Overall
impression of the show, first off.
I, for the most part, enjoyed it.
I feel like they had some amount of direction. It didn't. Okay, here's the thing. I felt that it was a well-done show, which had a sense of direction. Its high spots were probably the best high spots we've seen in a little while on Raw. It didn't necessarily feel like... I felt like this. I felt like after the Rumble, when they got started on their road to WrestleMania, it was going to be like the cap coming off a gasket, like, psst,
yeah,
it would just be really... And so I think we're going to have a fairly well-paced road coming up. It wasn't just shit after shit.
Well, and I think that was the thing leading up to the Rumble, is that they kind of did that.
Mm-hmm.
They set everything up right away.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it felt
yeah,
like
yeah,
Raw
yeah.
was more or less spinning its wheels for 5 weeks.
Yeah. But I thought that there was some really, really good... I think everybody... I will say this. Everybody seemed motivated last night. Everybody seemed... I'm not going to go as far as to say inspired, but why is my shoulder hurting me right now? It's weird. Everybody did seem motivated and maybe even inspired because they had some direction, like they knew where they were headed. So that's always fun. So let's just kick it off with the beginning of the show. Kevin Owens Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho came out and delivered a promo, and Kevin Owens was as impassioned as he had been in a very long time. Yeah, he did a really great. He said, I'm not gonna, because he was like yelling, and he was just, it reminded me of one of them old school Kevin Steen promos that I've seen on YouTube, where it was all passion. Sort of this cathartic release of, I'm still standing, I'm still here, I'm still a Universal Champion. And Jericho was chiming along with him.
And then Braun comes out.
He's ready. He's got his receipt. He's ready to, to cash in.
He says, Owens, you promised me a title shot after Mania if you retained.
Me a title shot.
And Owens said, I don't remember that. And so
I love that Braun had a clip.
Yeah. He asked the production truck to roll the tape. And sure enough, from I think 3 weeks ago.
That's the stuff that we need to be privy to, man. As a network subscriber, I want to see kayfabe behind the scenes stuff. Kind of like they did in TNA, or maybe they still do. I don't know. Not to the extent of Lucha Underground, but I want to see him saying, all right, hey, you production guy, I want to see
time codes.
Time codes. Here's some time codes for you.
Play this on my cue.
I'm gonna do this, okay? But I'm also gonna say that I want to see it.
Yeah, just so it's clear that I want to see that 5 seconds of tape.
So in case you can't hear, in case somebody else is in your ear.
There's a hand gesture associated with my words, so you know that it's time to play the tape.
Exactly. I want to see that footage. So anyways, he rolls out his footage of a previous backstage segment.
Sure enough, Owens says that Strowman was next in line. Mm-hmm. It wasn't necessarily a guarantee for a title match.
He had some wiggle room.
In line.
He had some wiggle room there. But Braun thought that they had a good faith agreement.
Yes, verbal contract.
And
apparently Mick Foley agreed with Strowman because he signed the match.
That's right. He signed the match, even though Owens was saying, I went through a brutal beating last night.
And that Foley, of anybody, should understand that after taking such a brutal beating, that Owens was in no shape to compete.
Correctamundo. Foley said, no, I'm booking that match. Then we had he also said, but right now Sami Zayn is getting, it was a non-title match.
Correct.
Yeah, obviously, because Sami Zayn went over.
Yeah, but is not U.S. champion.
But is not U.S. champion. So, but I think this should be setting up an actual.
You would think so.
A title match between
maybe they'll
two.
have a match at Fastlane.
I would think so, yeah. Which is good because this is a good match.
Yeah.
This is a good way to start Raw. This is a good match. I kind of wish, man, sometimes there's just a charm in a show opening. Remember how Nitro used to open sometimes after the damn bell rang, or like you.
Oh yeah.
The shot would open and you would hear the bell and it'd say, "We're getting right into the action here on Nitro."
Yeah,
and I'm sure they've done that on Raw before. I just remember them doing quite a bit of that on Nitro. It wasn't always like, okay, Hogan comes out, I'm the man. Wasn't always that.
Yeah, it was a lot of the time, but not always.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice because I know they've done it on Raw a small handful of times.
Yeah, well, remember after the draft where they would have a short, promo thing to introduce the initial storyline of the show, and that would lead directly into a match.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the promo bit would be about 5 minutes, and then they'd give the match a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
TV time, and this was kind of reminiscent of that.
Yeah, a little bit. I like that. And Sami Zayn is one of them guys. He'll put on you'll never say, "Oh, it was a Sami Zayn match. I didn't really care." Every single one of his matches, he puts. I'm not going to say everything because you can't really do that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But he really puts on a hell of a show. He puts on a haluva show. I'm sorry. I just learned that haluva is another way of saying hell of a. I didn't know that. Remember last week I was
yeah.
What does haluva mean?
Well, I mean, if you look at it spelled out,
right, it's hell of a.
It's hell of a. Yeah. So I mean, when I saw that, I thought it was just,
clever way of saying hell of a.
Yeah,
I never thought about it.
But I wasn't
sure. I thought there was a
J
J in there. Be honest with you.
So I wasn't sure though. So that's why I didn't bring it up when you mentioned that.
You're like, is he that much of an idiot, or am I wrong on this? It turns out I'm that much of an idiot. So, anyways, Jericho versus this is a fun match. Both these guys. It's funny because while I was looking for the picture that we used for our NXT recap, when I flipped on the network, because I at first I was going to try to get a broadcast image, But when I flipped on the network, is in the middle of the Jericho episode of the Monday Night Wars.
Oh.
And it was right when they were talking about his decision to leave WCW and go to WWE. So I sat there for a good 15 minutes and watched up through his debut. And then when Keith David's voice chimed in about how things started to go sour, immediately after he got there, I turned it off because I don't want to see that. Man, that debut still gives me chills when I watch it.
Probably the best ever.
I would say without argument, the best ever debut. Oh, it's so good.
No, I know.
I mean, it's either that or the Ringmaster. It's 1A, 1B.
True. It's true. It's a good point.
One of those green tights. Looks weird.
He had hair still then, right?
He had like a buzz cut and no goatee.
Yeah.
Looks so weird, man. So weird. What a weirdo. So then, good match. Zayn went over clean.
Yeah.
With a hell of a kick.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that's going to set up. I mean, I just don't know that there's any guarantee that this whole Goldberg winning the belt off Kevin Owens. I mean, so Goldberg's going to come out next week. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But is there any chance we get Zayn Jericho at Mania? Because can Zayn get a U.S. championship run?
I would hope so.
Could that happen at Fastlane and then Jericho and Owens feud over the Universal title?
That would be great. I'd be surprised if that happens at this rate. But I would be all on board that.
I would love, man. Could you imagine? Like that could be a potential, like in a show that's looking to be pretty good. Well, I don't know. You know what? You're taking some of the.
You mean Mania?
I think Mania is going to be a fun show. I'm not sure we're going to have any like if they're going to go through with AJ versus Shane, you're not going to have a match of the year candidate on that card.
No,
you're not going to have that.
Especially
a Joe versus Rollins if they do that.
Yeah,
in Mania,
that'd be very good.
That could be good.
I mean, there were reports up today that the Undertaker was sore after his 9 minutes in the Rumble.
Well, that's not going to be a barn burner then. If he faces Roman Reigns,
I know.
Anyways, we're getting off topic here. Then we had Cesaro, Sheamus backstage.
They were kind of arguing about the Rumble
a little bit, but they seem to want to continue to be on the same page.
Yeah, and
Bayley played Peacemaker.
Yeah, approached them, played Peacemaker, and then Charlotte and the Club joined them all.
Yeah,
and started talking trash.
Yes, they have a lot of gold.
They
between
do.
The three of them. They got the tag titles and the women's title. They were talking, and of course, Gallows
called them all nerds.
I wouldn't necessarily call Sheamus a nerd. Bayley definitely. Cesaro possibly. Cesaro nerd, yay or nay?
Not enough information.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think nay. Number one.
Oh, Cesaro?
Yeah, Cesaro. He's from Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
He's Swiss.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any nerds in Switzerland.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I have no idea. You think there's a Swiss nerd out there?
I don't know.
Probably.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, so that set up. Well, it didn't set up. They had a match.
Yeah,
booked,
the match was already scheduled.
So that was just sort of a prelude to the match.
Next, we were in Stephanie's office. Owens comes in and asks her.
Says, let me get out of this match.
Yes. He doesn't want to fight Strowman tonight.
Who would want to fight Strowman anytime? He's terrifying.
Not I. Would you?
No, of course not.
Okay.
What was Steph's response though? Because I kind of watched.
Oh, she was like, yeah, I'll talk to Foley. I'll cancel
that's
the match.
right. And then Foley kind of punked her out. That was
later
cool.
on. Yeah.
Then we had Tony Nese versus Mustafa Ali. And then they had this really awkward interview at the end. Oh, look, I love Austin Aries. I think he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't like setting up, like if you're giving an interview to a guy and you're a heel interviewer and your thing is you lack charisma and the guy truly does lack charisma and has nothing to come back with, that's not a good idea. You're literally burying somebody in an interview because you need charisma.
I know.
What was that?
I don't know.
I even think Austin Aries felt bad afterwards. He didn't have his usual swagger face.
I know.
Afterwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there was no back and forth.
No, because Austin asked 2 questions, and then what was Nese's response to the last
I don't
one?
have to answer my critics.
That's right.
But it was just Austin Aries essentially said, you've got washboard abs. Well,
he said he had clearance rack charisma.
Clearance rack charisma. And then he said, you might have washboard abs, but your critics say that talking to you is like talking to a washboard as well. And then Tony Nese kind of gave him a dull, non-charismatic look and said, I don't have to answer my critics. And as opposed to saying, hey, Austin Aries, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, I have something for you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, you want charisma? The F word has lots of charisma in it. And then Austin Aries sort of looked back at the camera and
with like a smirk.
With like a smirk, but not like a real, like, I don't.
There wasn't a lot of confidence behind that smirk.
I feel like he just said, oh man, I just buried somebody on accident. Like, what was the point of that? What was the point of that?
The only thing I can think of is Austin Aries, when he's healthy, going to feud with Tony Nese?
Is that going to be a ways off?
I don't know. I mean, how long ago did Austin Aries break his orbital bone?
What, 2013?
August?
It feels like it was a long time ago.
When were they? When did we go the NXT house show? October?
I want to say it was later than that. I want to say it was like in December.
I don't think it was that late.
Really? That's crazy.
Because it was on that tour of the West Coast it happened.
Yeah. I don't know.
No,
anyway,
December they were in Australia and Japan.
He's going to be out for a long time.
So we'll say October. I think it was October. Yeah, maybe another month.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's bunk. Like, that's, if a dude doesn't have a ton of charisma and hasn't really established a character beyond being the premier athlete,
I know.
I don't know why you want to really call him out on the fact that he doesn't have charisma. It's kind of odd. It's kind of oddball.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Anyways, man, we've got 72 patrons watching right now.
Hi, everybody.
You can be one of them for $1 single.
End of October was the NXT house show he went to.
Oh, yeah, and it was on that tour. It was like the night before, right?
A couple days before, yeah.
Okay. November, December, January, February, March. He said he was going to be out for a while, didn't he? It was like
I don't remember.
8 months or something?
I don't think it'd be that long for a broken orbital
Really?
bone.
Huh. Anyways, it was odd. Tony Nese went over Mustafa Ali, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hence the interview. Seth Rollins and Steph. Oh, this was good. Seth had some fire under his ass, and he's going to need it because Triple H's promo was amazing.
Yes.
It was amazing. So Seth Rollins comes out, and he calls out Steph. She comes out, and then the line that I got everybody buzzing was essentially, he started saying, what's going to happen if I show up at a board of directors meeting? What's going to happen? What are they going to think? What's going to happen? And then he says, what's going to happen if I show up on your doorstep and one of your kids answers your door? And I'm like, this is a face who is threatening, not so vaguely, that he's going to pedigree one of your children, or he's going to at least give him a lariat. Oh no, CM Punk fell. And that, I thought that was a brilliant moment. What did you think of that?
I had heard the conversation on Twitter about it before watching it. So I think it probably would have been more impactful if I didn't know it was coming.
It was good, man. You need that. You need that edge these days. He's not going to do anything to their kids.
It gives Rollins an edge. That's for sure. That he's definitely been lacking the last 4 months.
Yeah. Because that's kind of an Austin thing to do. I give one of your kids a stunner. I don't give a, that'd be great. Anyway, Steph said, she had said that Triple H was not going to be there.
And then she said, Seth.
Psych.
I lied.
Not.
Triple H is on his way.
Yeah. And she gave it with much gusto, and I thought that was good. I thought it was a good segment.
Yeah.
That was really powerful. Neville comes out and delivers a pretty powerful promo.
You forgot a bunch of stuff. You skipped by
Cesaro, Sheamus, Bayley. Because I saw Steph right here. Cesaro and Sheamus and Bayley took on the Club versus Charlotte, and the faces went over.
Yeah, Bayley to bellied. Charlotte picked up the win.
Mm-hmm. So all is well in Sheamus Cesaro land.
Seemingly.
So they got a win.
They'll get a rematch at Fastlane, I'm sure.
I want to see them take on the Club at Mania, dude. Why not? Was the New Day even on the show last night?
I don't believe so. No,
my goodness, they're getting some time off. That's good for them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. This was an inconsequential match. Didn't matter. Mixed tag matches are always weird, anyways, because you're never going to get the mixed aspect of it. I mean, I get why they call it a mixed tag match, but you're not going to get intergender fighting. Yeah. Just a way for the faces who kind of need a win.
Well, that's a way to get two storylines to come together for one match
in an absolutely meaningless fashion.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We had Stephen Foley backstage, and that's when Foley said, "No, I'm booking this match." And he said, it could be a really, really good match, Owens versus Strowman.
Yeah, and he brought up the fact that Triple H's music hit last week.
Assuming nobody hits his music and then he doesn't show. And Steph was kind of dumbstruck at Foley calling her out like that.
Yep.
It was good. Then we had the King. You do a better Neville than I do.
That was a one-time deal, I think.
I feel like that was like a weird moment of inspiration where it all clicked from here to here.
And it was just the last half of that sentence, the second clause.
Of the cruiserweights. I can't do it as good as you did the other day. It was crazy. Neville comes out. Great promo. Rich Swann comes out. Has some passion.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job.
He did a really good job. In my opinion, a too little, a too late. Who's Neville going to take on at Mania? It's got to be Cedric Alexander, right?
I would think so.
He's next in line.
I would think so.
Let's sharpen up his promo skills, too. Then we had Sasha and Bayley backstage. Oh, wait, didn't Neville, attack Rich Swann or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that happened. Good job, Neville. Then we had Sasha and Bayley backstage. Now, the rumor is, man, breaking today.
Oh, yeah, that Sasha's going to turn heel.
They are going to do a Sasha heel turn, and they said last night was sort of the first baby step into that. Because Bayley said, in her nerdy way, "Hey, Sasha, you shouldn't feel bad about losing to Charlotte."
So they're going to have Bayley face
Sasha
three heels.
Said, "Shut up. I don't take losing as lightly as you do, idiot."
They're going to have Bayley face three heels at Mania then?
It'd be rad. And she overcomes. No, I don't know. I could see probably the Mania after Raw. If they do a slow build.
You mean the Raw after Mania?
The Mania after Raw.
Oh, okay.
The Raw
so
after Mania. Yeah, at Mania. No, yeah, the Raw after Mania, obviously. I just like that Sasha said, "I don't take losing as lightly as you. Go away." And then Bayley looked all hurt. Then we had Owens and Jericho in the locker room.
Yeah, Jericho came in and delivered the bad news to Owens that his match with Strowman was going to happen.
And I love that Jericho was like, "Look, man, no matter what happens, we're still United States champion. It's gonna be fine."
I know.
What a dick.
And Jericho's like, I'm not gonna be out there.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
said straight
can't help
up,
you.
"I'm not gonna help you." I loved it.
He said, "You weren't out there to Owens. You weren't out there for me in my match against Sami Zayn." Of course, Owens said, "I was backstage trying to get my match canceled."
Remember, I don't know, a month or two ago when we were saying that, and I forget what match it was, but we thought that it would be cool. I think it was my idea. We thought it'd be cool that if Kevin Owens had a storyline where he had to learn how to win on his own again.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like, obviously, we're not going in that direction. But last night gave us a glimpse into what that could be like.
Yeah.
Because the entire episode, he was very desperate. He was he gave off this vibe of helplessness.
Yeah. Which
he should, because you're facing Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Well, during this segment in particular, he said, "I need you. I can't do it without you."
Yeah. Yeah. And that was great. I thought it was really, really good. I thought that Kevin Owens was really strong last night.
Yes, he was.
And the dynamic between him and Jericho had definitely sort of shifted. So I think that's cool. I think that's a good sort of. I love to think that that Vince or Triple H or whoever, Stephanie, is saying, "Okay, Owens and Jericho, you guys are going to Mania. You guys are going to fight at Mania. But we're going to give you guys the freedom to dictate, beyond these necessary story beats in terms of somebody losing a title or whatever, or, this is the roadmap that we have to get on. You guys are going to sort of take the reins in terms of how to tell this story."
Yeah.
I would love to think that two guys like that could be trusted, because they obviously can be trusted. It's just, I would love to think that creative can sort of hands off a little bit on these guys, nobody's going to be trying to justify their paychecks.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Because, it's funny. I was reading a little bit, sort of some of my bathroom reading is Chris Jericho's latest autobiography.
Oh, okay.
And he was talking about when him and Punk did that straight edge storyline. And it was interesting because not surprisingly, the two of them were coming up with most of the ideas.
Yeah. I thought I heard that before.
Yeah. So anyways, then we had, let's see here. Then we had the match. We had Owens versus Strowman. Owens comes out. Strowman comes out.
boots Jericho, who's sitting at commentary, and then choke slams him through the commentary table.
And the great thing is they immediately follow that with a shot on Kevin Owens, who looks horrified.
And then for the next, 8 minutes, Owens sells, makes Strowman look great.
You know what, man? I am telling you. Remember when Goldberg was coming up and Regal did that match where he fucking schoolboyed him, basically?
Yeah.
I've said this time and time again. If you guys want to know why we're kind of marks for the monster known as Braun Strowman, just listen to the Stone Cold podcast where he was a guest. He really does come off like a humble dude who wants to learn. And I'll guarantee you, backstage, if he comes off like that, then that's how you get dudes like Owens to sell crazy for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you say, hey, I want to learn, I want to help everybody make money.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that's probably the case here because everybody seems to really like making Strowman look great.
Yeah.
This
was a fun match until Reigns came out.
Yeah. It really was. And we kind of knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like this was fairly obvious that this was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew a title change wasn't going to happen in the middle of a Raw.
Right, exactly. And we kind of knew that Reigns because of
the match at Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah, Owens versus Reigns, Strowman.
But it was a pretty stark juxtaposition. You have Owens who's selling, showing vulnerability, and then Reigns who comes out not selling any sort of injury.
Yeah, I know.
Like even going into the Rumble, number 30 on Sunday, he didn't sell any effects from the match he had previously in the evening.
I don't, dude. Like, why is it one agent can't say, "Hey"? Are they telling him, "Yeah, act like you're totally cool"?
That has to be it. Because you think it'd just be like, okay, when you walk out there, hold your arm.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
I know. Do they not get that the problem with Roman Reigns is the lack of a struggle? We don't want a Superman.
The one time he started getting over, why?
It's because
he was struggling.
He was struggling. And then he showed he showed some fire based on that struggle. He was reacting to forces that were greater than him.
Yes.
And he had to lash out.
Instead, he comes out, makes quick work of Strowman.
Strolls out.
And then spears Owens for good measure.
Yeah. And we're not necessarily criticizing him. We're criticizing, either the lack of direction he's being given or the direction he is being given.
I think that's the thing.
I want you to go out there and act like it doesn't matter to you.
I know.
I want you to act like you're...
Go out there and act like you don't give a shit.
Act like you're totally fine. People would love to see that. All right. Let's see here. After that, we had... Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out for a Paul Heyman promo where they challenged Goldberg, and then Goldberg is going to respond to that challenge next week.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I know it's Paul Heyman. I should be paying attention. I kind of tuned out.
Oh,
did they say anything of interest?
His general gist was
the asterisk.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I got
the and but.
Yeah, the and but. Yeah, exactly.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Lesnar didn't want Goldberg to be his and but.
Yeah.
So he wanted another opportunity to beat him at Mania.
Which will totally happen.
Yep.
The only question is, will it be for the Universal title? Goldberg, when Goldberg, the last time he was, before the Rumble when he came out and he was bleeding from the head because he headbutted the door, did he mention holding a title?
Yeah.
In that one.
I believe so. And then his promo right after Survivor Series, that's what it was about. He was entering the Rumble to get a shot at the title to have another run with it.
Okay.
That was his motivation.
All right.
Post Survivor Series.
I'm totally fine if this is for a title. I'm totally fine if Goldberg does take it from Kevin Owens. I would prefer probably not to.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. Because there's going to be a title between Jericho and Owens to fight over, and I'm fine with that being the U.S. title because that's a $1 million title right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like I agree. I would prefer if Owens and Jericho, if they were to have a match at Mania, for it to be for the Universal title. Mm-hmm. That's my preference because that belt has been so important to their story.
Yeah.
And I understand that if somehow Jericho either costs Owens the Universal title at Fastlane to Goldberg, or just isn't there to help him keep it. That can feed into their story. I understand that, but just for 5 months now, they've been saying that we are the Universal Champion. And then from that not to be involved in whatever match they have at Mania, I think is just potentially selling their story short.
I like that Jericho tends to keep it real when he needs to keep it real, like last night. There are times when he's like goofy and like, we're the Universal Champion. But then there are times like last night when he was like, look, man, this is how it is. He's like, no matter what, we're going to be the United States title. But he delivered that line in such a way as to suggest, look, no matter what, I'm good.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, you can still be, we're still going to be friends.
Yeah.
But I'm fine. I have a title.
Yeah. Yeah, I think exactly how I read it too.
And that's kind of my thing about the U.S. title. If that's the center of their feud, I totally get what you're saying, and I agree with that. But at the same time, I like the idea that Kevin Owens is kind of in desperation mode.
Yeah.
And I like that the U.S. title can be seen as his saving grace because, oh man, I lost this the Universal title due to me not knowing how to win on my own anymore.
Yeah.
But hey, there's that U.S. title right there.
And that could be the catalyst for him learning how to win by himself again. No, I get that.
Exactly. So I think that's valid. I think that's okay. Goldberg will look weird in the Universal title. Certain people look good with red themed belts, I think. And I don't think Goldberg's one of them. But I still think it'd be a mark-out moment for Goldberg to win. And, I mean, hell of a sell for Fastlane. Goldberg versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that match.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different than what we've been seeing the last
And knowing
4 months.
how adept Owens is in the ring, he can probably make Goldberg look good.
I think so, too. Unless, is it going to be a 15-second match?
Oh, I hope not.
I think it probably will be.
It could be.
Goldberg's so over. He's a monster, man.
I know.
He's a monster. I'm fine with monsters.
Well, they were really, I don't know. They've been really pushing the storyline that Goldberg just has Lesnar's number.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I mean, if they just want to establish Goldberg as dominant across the board, then I can see that happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the Rumble. He came in and started spearing everybody and jackhammering everybody.
I know.
He's a monster. Let's see here.
But then he got eliminated by The Undertaker.
Undertaker, who's another monster.
Yeah.
Didn't get eliminated by, a pedestrian. Even Roman Reigns is just booked as, Roman Reigns is booked as
a good guy, monster heel.
The thing is, he's not a monster, though. He's booked as the strongest pedestrian wrestler, and then you've got Goldberg, Lesnar, Undertaker as the 3 monsters. I mean, it's kind of Roman and Braun, 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Braun kind of vacillates between monster and pedestrian.
I almost thought that Braun was doing a face turn last night in the opening segment.
Well, the people wanted. I mean, yeah, the people were
starting with interfering in the Universal title match at the Rumble.
Mm-hmm. I still think they have no idea. I think that they probably. We always speculate on what's going on behind the scenes, and we're going to do that now.
You mean how aware they are of Roman's status amongst the audience?
I think Vince wants one thing, and everybody else is fully aware that that's virtually impossible.
At least in the current direction, yes.
And because of that, tangentially, that relates to how they have to treat Braun. Because I think Vince probably wants something with Braun less than he wants with Roman. But I think he expects one thing of Braun, and creative understands that, okay, well, you can't have both things. You can't have Braun as a monster heel and Roman as a totally over face. Because if you start messing Braun with Roman, they're going to start cheering this monster heel guy. And you can't have that.
And we'll see what happens.
Braun looked like he kind of didn't know what to do when the crowd started chanting, "Thank you, Strowman," last night.
Yeah.
Because he stopped for a second to kind of acknowledge them, but then realized that if you do that, you're kind of just straying and you're playing into face stuff.
Yes.
And that's not what you're supposed to do. But then again, he's challenging Kevin Owens. So I don't know. Maybe he was a face.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out at Fastlane if they have a match, which seems to be the direction.
Think they're so confused with what to do, man. I really do. What is Braun gonna do? You said you see him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Is that a big enough platform for him?
No. But they seemingly have nothing for him. They really.
Why wasn't Braun Sami Zayn at Mania? They should have carried that out.
I know.
Like an endless thing.
I mean, I guess they still could.
Yeah, they could.
I don't know how they'd reintroduce that story apart. I mean, if Sammy had eliminated him from the Rumble,
Sammy wins the U.S. title, and I don't know.
They could.
I don't know. They could. Let's see here. Then we had Sasha versus Nia Jax.
And Nia destroyed Sasha again.
Yeah, my goodness gracious. They're really making her into a monster. She really just needs to not talk, though. How did Bayley figure into this? I kind of watched this match on Twitter clips.
Nia had Sasha in a submission hold after the bell had rung. And Bayley came out and pleaded with the ref to get
I got you.
Nia to release the hold.
Oh, okay.
Nia eventually did.
Yeah. Made Sasha look like an asshole then, huh? Yeah, that's fodder for a heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like, that's not even a heel turn. That's just stay away, dude.
I know.
Stop meddling.
I know.
Go do something.
Take care of yourself, Bayley.
Take care of worry about Bayley.
And then Bayley and a trainer helped Sasha into the trainer's room later on.
Yeah, all right. Well, good for them. Enzo and Kaz took on Rusev and Mahal. Again, I watched this on Twitter. GIFs.
I'm hoping now that Enzo
and Kaz went over,
picked up the win.
Yeah.
This feud is over.
What's the likelihood of that being true? What's
Probably
Rusev going to do? And what are all these great talents going to do at Mania?
You know, apparently Rusev is he's going to do house shows with Seth Rollins. But I don't know if that'll change now that Samoa Joe debuted. Rusev will probably be in the Battle Royal at Mania.
Oh, yeah. All these guys are going to be there. Okay, so then we had the King of Kings. Bow down to the Jesus.
Maybe Triple H was
the King of Kings.
Was sitting around not being on TV for 4 months so he could perfect this promo. Because it was really good.
This was a Shakespearean promo.
It was fantastic.
This was like Kenneth Branagh level shit.
Yeah, it was so good.
So good.
I mean, he's talked about the
problem with this, man, is that Seth Rollins is supposed to be a face, and I want to cheer the shit out of Triple H. You know, man, you have to admit, my long game on Triple H has been pretty impressive because I was a Triple H mark.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
I know.
I was a massive mark for him, and look at him now delivering. And who'd have thought? Because Triple H was never a great promo guy. He was good. He was good
on occasion.
So going back to when he took over DX, and he had to be on the mic a lot.
Yeah.
And he would stumble a lot, but he got by on the fact that you really like the dick jokes and stuff. You know, it's like, nowadays this dude is like, man.
In the past, he has talked about the kind of dichotomy of Triple H, the guy who is trying not to be the wrestler anymore.
This is
who's
fun
trying to
wrestling level booking here.
Thank you. Who's trying to be a creative mastermind behind NXT specifically, but WWE in general.
Yeah.
But still, there's the impulse within him.
Yeah.
To be the game.
Yeah.
And there's a battle going on. Like I said, he's touched on this before in previous promos, but I don't think it's ever been so eloquently delivered as the one last night.
Yeah.
And there's ebbs and flows and
the camera work was expert. Like I think he storyboarded this.
He might have. I said he probably worked on this for 4 months.
I think he storyboarded this. It was fantastic, man. This was amazing. This is like Kubrickian. It was fantastic. And essentially, he says, all what he wants to do right now is be a creator, and that's what NXT is for him. He creates and he builds the new Seth Rollins, and it says his impetus for screwing Rollins was the fact that Rollins was by his side, and he created Seth Rollins, and he gave him the world on a silver platter.
And then Seth let him down.
And that's, I'm going to strictly paraphrase because there's no way I can deliver that info the way he did.
Yeah.
But he said,
he said NXT, is all about building the next Seth Rollins,
right?
And he talks about how trying to suppress the impulse he has to be the game, and then he just says, "I'm done trying."
Yeah.
Drops the mic, takes off his jacket, undoes his tie.
And meanwhile, people are cheering, they're chanting Triple H, Triple H. It's great. Like, people are forgetting about Seth Rollins having to be a face. They want to see Triple H create and destroy. And but interestingly enough, he says, Seth Rollins, get down here and meet your destroyer.
Yeah.
And just with so much verve. And then Seth Rollins does, in fact, come down and gets waylaid by the debuting Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful. And so Samoa Joe said, I own you. You belong to me now.
Yeah.
And just lays waste to Seth Rollins. It was absolutely fantastic.
Several sentons.
Yeah, it was
choked
amazing.
him out.
Yeah, choked him out at the end and then dropped him and stood over him like a big, sweaty, round man beast. It was great. It was fantastic. What a way to debut.
I know.
So the major angle that Samoa Joe had been rumored to be a part of,
we had all thought it'd be John Cena.
Yeah.
Nope. Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
So at the least, I suspect we'll see Rollins, Samoa Joe at Fastlane.
Man, I don't want to see that. I want to see, or I want to see.
Because a while ago we talked about, instead of Triple H facing Rollins, Triple H
having a proxy.
naming a proxy.
Yeah. Who doesn't want, who would not rather see Seth versus Samoa Joe at Mania on the grandest stage?
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. To be it. That has to be it. I think that's what we're gonna get. Or this might be. Look, you said he might have spent 4 months working on this promo. It wouldn't surprise me if he spent 4 months working on this promo and the story to get to Mania. And it might be a really fascinating one. We might get some twists and turns. We might get some stuff. Maybe he's booking Seth versus Triple H at Mania. Am I just hearing a weird echo right now? That's weird. Anyways,
must be.
He's booking Seth versus Triple H at Mania. And then there's going to be some twist at Mania where it turns into Seth versus Samoa Joe.
Could be. Well, I thought maybe they would do Samoa Joe versus Seth at Fastlane, have Joe beat him, and then Seth say something like, well, no, I still want Triple H, and maybe do like a handicap match or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Triple H didn't perform at Mania, but then it kind of would.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's what we're going to get.
Especially given his recent interview where he talked about the difficulties of trying to perform at WrestleMania while still doing his day job.
Yeah. I loved, too, when he was talking. He said, I got to put on this stupid tie. Like, he has to sacrifice so much and leave behind his very nature in order to transition into this role as a creator, which is fucking great. It's so great. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to see. In the end, I think we're going to see Seth versus Joe at Mania for sure. I think what you said is probably true. I think we're going to get Joe. I think Joe might eviscerate Seth in some manner that might be cheating at Fastlane and then sets up something grander, or there's going to be bigger stakes. But it wouldn't surprise me if we had Triple H.
I was kind of hoping before Joe debuted that if we did get Seth Triple H at Mania, that Triple H's career would be on the line.
Right. Yeah.
Which I guess could still happen. Just Joe would have his proxy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Theory.
I mean, look, I do
kind of like. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. That Triple H is taking these NXT guys.
Oh yeah.
And saying, all right, these are my guys.
Oh, I know. It's great. It's fantastic. And I love that, and he even references Seth was the first NXT champion. So, it's all really good stuff, man. It's all really good stuff. Let's dive into some questions.
Yes.
All right. Number one.
Hamza Hilal. Since for whatever reason Samoa Joe is on Raw, does that mean Shinsuke, Bobby Roode, and Ty are going to be on SmackDown? Or is it going to be that none of the big NXT stars are going to go to SmackDown?
Okay, so here is kind of the problem with Samoa Joe being on Raw. His name is Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't want him on SmackDown.
Why?
Because he looks like a Raw guy. Raw is for big moments. Raw needs an infusion of something interesting.
Well, they just got Samoa Joe.
They need another infusion of something interesting.
I would argue that SmackDown is probably more in need of something interesting.
I don't want Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown. It's still the B show.
But if
Raw's where the big shit happens,
but
man.
If Shinsuke were on SmackDown, it would elevate it.
I would want if Shinsuke came to SmackDown, I would want a top to bottom
reshuffle of the roster,
rebranding. SmackDown to me looks like, look, this is
aesthetically SmackDown is not a good looking show.
This is my personal predilections. I just think Raw, and I know SmackDown is a must see show in terms of, do I want to enjoy my wrestling? But if you don't watch Raw, you don't get Brock Lesnar, you don't get Goldberg, you don't even get Undertaker now.
I know.
Raw is where the big shit happens still. And yes, they might tell these stories at a snail's pace, but Raw is where the big shit happens. To me, Shinsuke is big, big, big shit. And Triple H even said he has a clear path to Raw. Now, is Raw big enough for both Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura?
Well, then just beyond that, if the rumors of Vince wanting to bring AJ to Raw are true, that's too much talent on Raw.
Yeah, I know.
And then you're just completely eviscerating the SmackDown roster.
I know. So I don't know. I think Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger are kind of much less. I look, as much as I love Bobby Roode and I think he's going to be a big star, that's sort of like very secondary to me right now. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to show up after Mania. I mean, look, there's 3 hours every week to fill on Raw.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to cross paths with Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah.
It would just be kind of odd. I mean, look, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Balor's on Raw.
Yeah.
Balor's on Raw.
Yeah, I know.
You know? You can't bring all your big NXT talent to one place. That's why I thought Samoa Joe fits so perfectly on SmackDown. He fits so perfectly.
A feud with Cena would have made a world of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had other plans.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe within a month of Mania, they're going to have another brand draft.
It could be.
You know?
It would have been interesting if Triple H had brought Authors of Pain out to confront Seth.
Yeah, that'd been something else. They're terrifying. Retired Dwayne Nix. I thought for sure Samoa Joe would be on SmackDown Live, but his main roster debut last night on Raw was amazing. Long story short, do you guys think it was a good idea for Joe to debut on Raw instead of the Rumble? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Unless he was going to win the Rumble, he should not have been in the Rumble.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
Broken Soundwave, a first-time patron. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Quick question. You think the arrival of Samoa Joe would have been... Oh, similar question to Dwayne Nix. Samoa Joe's arrival would have been better at the Royal Rumble. Not unless he was going to win it.
Yeah, no, here's the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Being eliminated from the Rumble is a fairly pedestrian thing to have happen to you. Lesnar, it took Goldberg to eliminate Lesnar. Undertaker eliminated Goldberg.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And then Reigns.
And then Reigns eliminated Taker while Taker wasn't paying attention.
Yes.
Having somebody fall over a top rope is not a good look. If it's your debut and you're a big-time star, don't debut at the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And even if they had this segment that happened on Raw during the Rumble, people still would have been expecting Joe to come out during the Rumble.
Yeah.
So it's better to wait till Raw.
Let's see here. Then we have El Ingobernable.
You skipped Wrestling's Redemption.
Oh.
Do you think that if they handle Samoa Joe like they do on NXT on Raw, it can work? And will Shinsuke still go to Raw?
I think they're still going to put Shinsuke on Raw. I mean, Triple H said as much.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it this way. I mean, Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger to me are two SmackDown guys.
Yeah.
The Revival are SmackDown guys.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's still plenty to put there. It's just Balor, Shinsuke,
and Joe
all on Raw together. I don't know, man. I just think out of those guys, Joe was the obvious choice to go to SmackDown. If they handle Samoa Joe like they do on NXT on Raw, it can work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope they do. I think they did last night.
Yeah.
El Ingobernable de Tejas out of Mayhem. Saw some friendos at the Rumble last night. Nice. That's awesome. You guys should have taken a picture. Send it to us. Let's see here. Anyway, since we know that Vince loves Roman and refuses to turn him heel, do you think that the only way that Roman will ever get over as a babyface is if they give him the Tanahashi treatment and have him wrestle high-profile matches but ends up losing and actually have him humbled down for like 2 years straight?
Struggle.
Yeah,
he needs to struggle.
He needs to struggle. That's what he needs to sell, and he needs. I'm not gonna say to eat losses, but he needs to eat logical losses, like getting hit in the face with brass knuckles.
Yeah,
that's
that should
a logical
be a pin.
loss. That should be a pin right there. He needs to get beat up a lot. He needs to go through tables and he goes through chairs. He needs to have the odds stacked against him, and then he'll very slowly start getting back over.
Yep.
Most powerful dingus in the Friendoverse.
His question is, with how unpopular with the fans Reigns is, and with them not wanting to turn him heel, realistically, what, if anything, can they do with Roman to get him over?
We just said that, but I'm not even sure that he's... I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. Would you classify Reigns as being unpopular with the fans?
With a certain portion of the fans, yes.
With a certain portion of the fans?
Yeah.
A majority of the fans? That's so hard to say.
I know.
That's so hard to tell, man.
And then,
I don't even know.
And then, you can't judge it solely on the TV audience.
Right.
because that's 1 day a week. The other 4 days a week, there's house shows. And I don't know what kind of reception he gets there.
And I don't know what his merchandise sales are like.
Exactly.
Those are all like factors that play into it. You know?
Oh, yeah. Or pay-per-view buys, so to say.
Yeah.
You know, if he's headlining the card.
Yeah. Alexander Corrente. How Roman was booked really bothered me at the Rumble. Has there been a wrestler for you guys in the past where you started by liking them and after a while your opinion shifted?
Well, apparently for me it was Fandango.
Yeah. But was there like a I'm trying to think of like a bigger name. Somebody you like and then your opinion shifted. I don't know if this really counts, but The Rock, I don't really like his WWE presence these days. Even you know what? I'm in good company. Austin said that Rock's last
I saw that.
WrestleMania segment fell totally flat. He said it was totally lame. And I agree with that. I think that every aspect of his last, I'll put it this way. I actually really appreciated the bit he did with Ronda Rousey when we went.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I actually did like him lighting his name on fire. I thought it was surreal and ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
But it was pretty neat. I don't like him burying the Wyatts.
Yeah, no,
I don't like that. I don't like him saying that he banged Lana like in front of Rusev and Rusev doesn't do anything about it.
I know.
I don't like that. I think it's crap. And so I think that The Rock is obviously like the most entertaining person on the planet, perhaps.
Basically.
You know what I mean? And millions of people agree with that sentiment. But I think that you know, these days when The Rock shows up, I kind of just roll my eyes a bit because it's like, they've given him license to just kind of do whatever he wants to do, as opposed to having like something cool for him to do. But the Rousey stuff, that was good.
I'm gonna say Dean Ambrose.
Oh, man, what a great answer.
And right after Shield broke up, he seemed like the guy with the most potential.
Yeah, I know.
And then when he finally was given the world title, it just fell so flat.
We're both kind of like not huge on him now.
Yeah.
I know.
I kind of feel like that we've seen his entire repertoire, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is what he's going to be. Which isn't bad. I mean, he's
the frame you see right now with Dean Ambrose.
He can still be entertaining.
Yeah.
But I just can't buy him as a world champion.
Yeah, I know. It's going to take something. It's going to take. He's too. And again, I honestly think this is probably because they can't just have him be that guy from CZW. But the hey Joe Cool guy, it just doesn't like if your name is the Lunatic Fringe.
I know.
Be crazy.
I know.
Do crazy shit. Don't be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, Sammy, what's going on?
Yeah.
You want me to open that ball for you? Okay, because you're the cool guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want that.
Whenever he has a heel turn, it needs to be vicious.
Yes, I agree.
He needs to be vicious.
Boy, that'd be awesome. A heel Dean Ambrose on SmackDown. I'd freaking be all into him again. Connor Higgs. With Strowman interfering in the Reigns and Owens match at the Rumble, and then Reigns doing the same in their match on Raw, do you think they would potentially set up a triple threat for the title at Fastlane? I guess that's a possibility if they're not going to do the Goldberg thing.
Yeah.
So we'll find out next week how that's going to play out, I think.
Yeah, I think we will. I mean, I feel like it's a near certainty. If this scenario doesn't happen, then we're going to get Strowman Reigns at Fastlane.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing Reigns will beat him. Mm-hmm. And then setting up his match with The Undertaker at Mania.
Right.
Which is a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
It's awful.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with that one, man. Let's see here. We have Charlton Riley. First time Patreon here.
Thank you very much.
I was wondering what % chance you'd give Roman Reigns to pin The Undertaker clean at Mania. What a great question. Man, if you say anything less than 95%, then you're just delusional. Because you know that's true.
I was going to say 75.
You know, it's 95, man. 95% chance Roman Reigns pins Taker clean.
And if he does that, he'll be top heel in WWE.
He'd be top X-Pac heat in WWE. Yeah. Let's see here. The South Texas Tiger, Dan Cannon. Royal
Rumble was his first ever WWE event.
Yeah?
he said it was fun and amazing, but I had the misfortune of being in a section where everyone was cheering on the workers I was against.
Oh, no.
Have you ever been in a situation where the rest of the crowd was against your hopes and dreams? Usually if a lot of times Steve and I will just cheer for the heels because it's more fun.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So that happens to us quite often.
Yeah. I feel, here's my thing, though, too, is that when you go to like the local shows, I noticed this last time. There's that mom and her kid sitting next to us. And so I was trying to keep it down. I was trying to tone it down a little bit because she was having them cheer for the faces.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to ruin this. I'm not going to be an asshole.
Yeah.
It's not wrestling. I will not attend a Kings game when they're playing the Warriors or the Lakers. Because these days with the Lakers, there's a chance we're gonna win.
Yeah.
But man, I lived in LA when we had our big playoff run.
Yeah.
The several years we had that.
Yeah.
And it was fun because during the regular season, we seemed to have the Lakers number.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd win a bunch against them. Mm-hmm. And so it was fun to come into work the next day and listen to like the whiny guys from HR be all like, yeah, but they're not gonna beat us in the playoffs. But they're all salty. But then come the playoffs, it was just it was horrible. I think I called in sick like after the Ori shot.
Oh,
Robert
yeah.
Ori?
Yeah.
Ori or Hori?
Ori.
Ori. Okay. Yeah, I had to call in sick for that one. I was like, I can't listen to them talk about it. Although it was fun when the Lakers played Detroit.
In the finals and got swept, right?
I think they won the first one.
And then they lost the next four, wasn't it?
No, they got swept.
Yeah.
I think they got swept.
Yeah.
And so they went down 0-1, and I went in, and I remember this dude's face. It was one of those faces you want to punch. And he was like, yeah, they just lost the first one. They'll sweep the rest of them. I'm like, yeah, no, Detroit's going to sweep. That's who sweeps. They do it. Asshole. He's probably a good guy. Let's see here.
Preston Brown, first-time patron. Thank you very
Preston.
much. Do you think having Batista as a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble and entering the ring after Orton, causing a brawl between the two, would have made the actual Royal Rumble match more interesting, even if Batista would have gotten eliminated?
No. It would have been weird because, look, here's the problem with like paying so close attention to rumors.
Oh, I know.
All that kind of stuff is that
a lot of times if you read the rumors and the dirt sheets, you know when things are completely out of the question. And this is a scenario. Batista coming back to WWE anytime soon is completely out of the question.
It would just be so weird. I guess, I don't know. Look, if that actually happened, you would have seen this. You would have seen that. And then you would have seen our wheels starting to spin, as opposed to us trying to enjoy what we're seeing.
I know, trying to put the pieces together and how his surprise entry into the Rumble fits into some grander storyline.
And how it would have been possible in the first, like, what? Batista, but hold on a second. And we'd been on our phones all like missing everything.
I know.
This is sort of the problem with like trying to figure out how all the pieces
I wouldn't
fit.
be surprised if in 4 or 5 years, Hall of Fame for Batista.
Oh, absolutely.
He would come back for that.
Oh, for sure. Especially if his movie career blows up even more.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Alberto El Patreon. Avoiding all the triggered questions I have about the Rumble and Reigns being number 30, I'm just going to ask this. Not regarding his kayfabe teleportation powers, where actually does The Undertaker hide? Was he under the ring for the whole, not the entire pay-per-view?
No. When we were at No Mercy, we saw in between, I guess it was Dolph Miz and the main event, which was Wyatt Orton. The lights went down the arena and they showed a package on the Titantron. And we were kind of half paying attention to that because there was some scurrying going on the opposite side of the arena, which was Luke Harper. They were bringing him into position. Yeah. Which I think was under the ring. Yeah. So at some point, maybe during Bray Wyatt's entrance.
Could be.
With the lights out.
The lights were out, yeah.
At 21.
That could be, yeah.
They might have brought him in.
Oh, God. Yeah. That could be.
Because Randy, the lights don't go out for Orton. They don't for Harper, not to the same degree as Bray. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say probably during Bray's entrance. Although, look, people were there. I wonder if anybody knows. Like, any friendos out there knows.
But he wasn't under the ring for the entire 3.5 hours or 3 hours.
No.
Leading up to his entry.
No.
Going in Raw gold medalist Michael Cruz. What was the best WrestleMania match you have ever seen? His is Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 21. Triple H, Undertaker, WrestleMania 28. Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. Does he mean live or does he mean ever?
Oh,
like,
if it's
live.
live.
What's your favorite WrestleMania match ever? He says his favorite was WrestleMania 21. I was there live for that.
Yeah.
I don't remember dick about it.
What's the best match I ever saw live at WrestleMania? I've been to 2. I mean, I don't remember much about it, but WrestleMania 2000, it was
The TLC match.
that, and then also Angle, Guerrero, and Jericho.
That was probably a really good match.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't remember much about it.
Let's see. So I went to 21. So I saw HBK versus Angle. I'm sure it was a great match.
Yeah, it's a great
match. Yeah, I
match.
remember. Yeah, the ankle lock thing at the end.
Yeah.
So that was probably technically the best one I've seen. I think my biggest markout moment
Oh,
at
was
Mania
Seth cashing in.
was absolutely Seth cashing in. That was fantastic.
That was great.
Connor McCory. Hey, friend. I was just wondering what you think the chances are of Finn Balor returning to help Seth Rollins in this storyline. Can we get Balor versus Joe and Triple H versus Rollins?
That would be interesting.
Revisit Balor versus Joe. What if they did this, though? What if they pulled like a switcheroo? What if they have like a dusty finish at Fastlane and they have Joe versus Rollins at Mania and Triple H versus Balor? Like in Triple H. Look, I'm saying I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what? Because Seth bringing out somebody to help is not like the most courageous thing to do.
No.
Should be a man against the world.
But if Finn,
like
Finn were to volunteer his services.
Yeah. If Triple H were to say, I made you or something. I don't know what Finn's impetus for coming out would be. Finn wouldn't have a reason to show up.
Yeah.
Finn wouldn't have a reason to show up.
What do you think he's going to do at Mania?
I don't know. Although I like the scenario I just presented.
Yeah.
I like Finn versus Triple H.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It'll probably be Finn versus Samoa Joe.
I mean, look, Triple H is talking about creating things, and he's talking about NXT, and he's bringing out Samoa Joe. So
could Finn come out and say, Triple H, you didn't create me?
Yeah. I got injured. I lost the title. I got injured. I mean, there's precedent there for him and Rollins to interact because Rollins is the guy who injured him.
Yeah.
So there could be like a reluctant team up of some sort.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. I would like that. Finn versus Triple H and we get Rollins versus those are two good matches right there. That'd be cool.
Fat bastard champ Alex Foster. Is it me, or when you guys do live streams of pay-per-views, is Larson's wrestler in the thumbnail screw over Steve's wrestler? Coincidence?
You were so thoroughly confused by this when we mentioned it?
Well, I thought about the thumbnail for the Rumble stream, and you put my face over The Undertaker. And you put...
I'm on Goldberg.
Yeah. And as we know, The Undertaker eliminated...
Goldberg.
From the Rumble.
Right.
But prior to that...
Okay. Survivor Series.
You made the thumb for that.
Yeah.
Whose face was on Lesnar?
I have no idea. No clue.
We'd have to check.
Oh, wait. That was the one. That was Lesnar and Goldberg.
Yes.
I think you were Goldberg and I was Lesnar. Because I think Goldberg. Wait, no, it was the other way around. Well, I know Goldberg has the goatee, and so I thought maybe I put you on Goldberg because your beard meshed better with his goatee when I overlaid your head. And then Brock looks like a big doughy baby, and so do I. That's what I'm thinking.
That could be it.
So I think it's like the other way around. Your character always screws over mine.
No, that's what he's saying.
Oh, I thought he said the other way around.
No.
Larson's wrestler in the thumbnail screw over Steve's. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he's right then. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
You're Lesnar.
I'm Lesnar. You screw me over. Well, that's a theme to continue.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Although I'd have to predict who's going to screw over
I know.
Let's see here. The specialist, Lewis West. Hey, friendos. First and foremost, I enjoyed the Rumble. My question is, at what stage will the WWE completely destroy SmackDown in favor of Raw? It seems that not a week goes by without a big-name part-timer going to Raw or an NXT call-up that goes there over SmackDown. The talk of AJ moving brands just feels like Stephanie cutting SmackDown's balls off. I feel like SmackDown has had the short end of the stick since the draft.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was our first thought after the draft.
I know it was. It was like
SmackDown got worked.
We were gobsmacked.
Yes. Above titles, Alex C. Book what the New Day should do at Mania. He's guessing they're going to do something with legends or celebrities.
Ronda Rousey. They're going to do something with some celebrity. They're going to be. Are they going to be like in Shaq's corner or something? I don't know. I could see the Shaq dancing with the Shaq. I could see Shaq dancing with the New Day. Shaq Daddy. Hey, Big E. I don't know. World Heavyweight Psychedelic Champion, Psychonaut Sid. First time patron here.
Thank you very much.
I thought of this question a few days ago, so it's a complete coincidence that Charlotte was in a multi-gender match on Raw. How would you guys book Charlotte in a program for the Universal Championship? Okay, so this could never happen because Triple H said he doesn't want it to happen.
Have Charlotte not lose a title match on a pay-per-view for 2 years straight.
Yes. Yeah.
And she can just say, all right, I've beat everybody in the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Time to step up to the men's division, or step to the men's division.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like this. What about this? What if, like, in a year, 2 years or whatever, she doesn't step to the men's division, but at the Royal Rumble,
she entered into the Rumble.
All the monsters end up eliminating everybody except for, say, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Charlotte comes out at number 30. Mm-hmm. Everybody pops huge because, like, oh, my God. Mm-hmm. And she's already done what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But she doesn't declare for the men's.
Yes.
She comes out, eliminates Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, then at Fastlane, somehow, someway has a title shot against whoever currently is holding the Universal title, wins it, faces Charlotte.
At Mania?
At Mania, Charlotte goes over.
Okay.
Because somebody like Sami Zayn, I think, you need somebody who's beatable for Charlotte. I mean, you know, it's just Lesnar. I don't really, that's not, there's, nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar beating up on a woman. You know, you want a smaller guy because then that's okay.
As a wrestling contest, it's believable.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's what you're trying to say.
Thank you. Exactly.
Jason Burton with Neville now the king of the cruiserweights.
King of the cruiserweights.
How long will it be until Drew Gulak offers his services as knight for his new king?
I would love to see that.
Yes.
I would love to see
Hopefully,
that. Hopefully
tonight on 205 Live.
I would love to see that. El Apuesto, the most dapper luchador. If you could open a restaurant based on one superstar, past or present, what would that restaurant be called? And what would be the main dish?
It's a good question.
You always look back behind us. Okay, so obviously we have to rule out Shoney's in Ackworth, Georgia, because that's already based on Scott Steiner.
Well, he manages it, but like the menu isn't based. The menu isn't based on Scott Steiner.
Well, you don't know that.
No, I've looked at the menu.
Oh. So I would say,
I'm going to say Luger.
Yeah, I was going to say Luger too, but let's collaborate. Go ahead.
Okay. And like the main dish is of course called the Total Package.
Yeah.
It's a burger with the little Red Baron pizzas or something similar, the little deep dish ones for buns.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But you have a little bit of everything for the Total Package.
It's the Total Package, I guess so.
Burger, bacon.
Oh yeah.
2 fried eggs.
Oh Jesus. 2.
Yeah. Can we work a hot dog on there somehow?
Yeah, you split it in. Yeah,
there you
split
go.
It down the middle.
Well, probably would be 2 hot dogs split down the middle.
Okay, that's fine.
And then your lettuce and produce and whatnot. The Total Package.
The Total Package. There you go. But then it comes with like a little side of maple syrup that you can dip it in.
There you go. Well, you could choose up to 3 sauces.
It's funny because we're talking about this now. My stomach starts growling. It's like, fat man, I want food now.
I know. We're probably gonna go somewhere and get something filled with vegetables.
Can we go make the Total Package?
It'll ruin me for the rest of the day.
All right. Jason Ibanez, first time patron here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. Since I can't think of a good, thoughtful question, I would like you guys to book a legitimate heel turn for James Ellsworth. Are we going down that path already?
Yeah, it kind of feels that way.
It kind of feels that way already. I think what would it be is Carmella has, let's say Naomi wins the title off Alexa Bliss. Carmella's next in line. James Ellsworth helps screw over Naomi, getting Carmella the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's good. Daniel Rudo Suave.
This is a question for me.
So I'm going to read it.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
You're a promoter who's
Okay.
just convinced David Arquette. Ooh, David Arquette for WCW. Who's just ideas. who's just convinced David Arquette to do a charity boxing match. Which former WCW wrestler do you choose as his opponent? So he could beat the shit out of David Arquette for what he did to WCW. Daniel Rudo Suave would choose Scott Steiner.
So I don't necessarily blame David Arquette for that.
Me neither. He was in a tough spot. It's like, why would you say no to what they were proposing?
I know, but he, if from all indications, he had reservations about the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't necessarily blame him.
And he gave all his money to
Pillman's
wife and a couple other places.
And Draws too, right?
Yeah, something
his
like
medical bills or something.
Or Owen Hart, something like that.
Something like that. So I don't necessarily blame David Arquette.
Yeah.
I do blame, however,
Vince
Russo.
Look, bro.
Vince
It was
Russo.
just another week of television, bro. We made the cover of USA Today, bro.
So instead of having David Arquette face a wrestler,
Yeah.
have him face Vince Russo
Yeah.
in a charity boxing match.
Yeah. But then give David Arquette a steel chair and say, unprotected headshot. They're illegal now. Nicole 9-Volt Lee. So you have a friend who's on the verge of understanding why you enjoy wrestling so much. Choose one match that you think encapsulates everything amazing about wrestling. Her pick is Austin versus Hart because of the beautiful double turn.
When I first read this question, of course, my stock answer for best match to show people is Hell in a Cell, Triple H, Undertaker. But that match is so steeped in the history of everybody in that ring that it explains so much during the match for people to really fully appreciate it.
Yes.
So the first thing that came to mind right now is DIY, the revival at NXT TakeOver Toronto. It's a really good match. I mean, there is some backstory, but they had a really good package right before the match to explain most of that. So you can more or less get the story, their story, just based on that match.
I would say Kenny Omega versus a 9-year-old girl because he said that was a good one for anybody who doesn't even know anything about wrestling to get into because who doesn't want to see all that go down. And then I would say this is literally the best wrestler on the planet. Watch this. And if you find it amusing or interesting, then I've got a lot more to show you. That's what I would do.
That's a good answer, too.
Picking something from New Japan would be interesting because you don't have... As people who are kind of new to New Japan, part of the interesting thing for us is figuring out the story.
Yes.
And they tell really, really good stories with a language barrier. So, like, they have to wrestle for people who are new to it. Or, if they're trying to break to the United States, especially... Their goal right now is to wrestle so that everybody can understand what's going on.
Yes.
So I would say Kenny Omega versus a 9-year-old girl.
Matthew Audette. After watching you guys on the live stream, which was awesome, by the way, when you guys said Sami Zayn is probably so geeked out about taking a spear from Goldberg and a choke slam from The Undertaker, what move would you guys be geeked out taking at a live WWE event?
What was Michael Hayes' finisher?
I don't remember.
I have no idea. Probably a DDT. That was everybody's finisher.
I don't want to take any wrestling move from a wrestler. They'd probably all hurt in a ring.
Yeah, correct. The analogy wouldn't, because we're not wrestlers.
No.
He's a wrestler. That's why I figured he'd be geeked out. Now, I'll answer the question in a second. But the analogy for us really is getting all those wrestlers to do our intro, or if like one of the wrestlers were to say, "Hey, I watch your show," or "I know your stuff."
Yes,
that would be kind of the geek out moment for us.
But if you had to take one,
if I had to take, it'd be a stunner. It'd be a stunner. Donald Trump took a stunner, and he's fine, unfortunately. But I think anybody can take a stunner and be totally fine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Because you dictate the speed of your cell.
You know, it just reminded me. I had a dream last night that me and the Outsiders, and I think Cesaro, it was Cesaro, all played a game of poker where we took our pay-per-view royalties from the night before. And this is totally true. And Cesaro won them all. And like Nash lost like $8,000.
Wow.
And so those two were like, how are we going to get our money back? Are you really going to take our money? And then I didn't know what to do. But then I went to my tent because I had a tent. And I was like, fuck, Lacey's going to be mad because I just gambled away my
Your pay-per-view bonus.
bonus. That was my dream. We do this way too much,
Yes,
man.
we do.
The pitfalls of us having our
All
own
wrestling,
channel.
everything. Going in Raw. Last question.
Hey, Cesaro, you really going to take our money?
Lewis Roberts.
They try to make you a baby, but they found out you're an asshole.
Lewis Roberts. Who do you think makes a better meatloaf? Samoa Joe,
Samoa Joe,
Damo, or the authors of Pain?
Samoa Joe. And I'm judging this strictly by the fact that he's older than the other guys. And I didn't really learn to, like, cook until a little bit later.
That's a great answer. That's a good answer.
The only reason I had it because I don't know how old Damo is.
Yeah.
But I imagine he's not that old.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in his 50s.
Yes.
Let's find out how old Big Damo is before we open up some packages. He was born in 85. He is kind of old. He's 31.
31.
Samoa Joe's got to be around.
He's 37 or 38.
Yeah, he's older.
He is 37.
Okay, there you go. Samoa Joe.
That's a good answer. I agree with that.
Okay, good. Let's open some packages. So we've got our Newsplex set that we're figuring out. We didn't do a Newsplex this week because we had so much content already.
Yeah, we had Rumble review and NXT review. So
and
we thought,
WCW.
yeah, and we thought that all made up for.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But anyways, to continue my line of thought, we have a new set that we're designing, and it's a work in progress. And so a lot of these are to contribute to our set.
Yes.
We have Dennis Rodman here. He's on my computer. He came in yesterday, or this morning on the NXT show.
Yes.
And so you guys can do the same thing. If you want to send us shit to open up on the show, well, it's in the description, but it's also P.O. Box 1814 Orangevale, California, 95662.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a letter.
We
Oh,
have
man.
letter. Let me read letter.
This is great.
Look at that guy. Stephen Larson, I'm an artist and big fan in Wales in the UK, and I've often have your YouTube shows playing as I'm drawing in my free time. That's awesome. I've recently illustrated one of my all-time favorites, hopefully the U.S. champ by the time this arrives, Chris Jericho. I've thrown in a print of this one for you guys and a couple of my superhero ones too, seeing as you're comic fans. Hope you like them and keep up the great work. Mike Williams. And you can follow him on the Twitters at MikeyInk80. That's MikeyInk 80. Thank you, Mike.
That's pretty fantastic.
That is awesome. That is fucking great. Wow.
That's cool.
Holy shit. Look at that.
Got
That
some
is
others in
definitely
there, too.
gone on the news.
Oh, look at
plate.
the
Ooh,
Iron
look.
Man.
Iron Man. Man. Wow.
Oh, look at that flash, man.
Holy crap. This guy's really good.
That flash is outstanding.
That's a really good flash.
Thank you very much. These are
Yeah,
fantastic. Oh, look at the Batman.
The Batman.
Look at that.
That's Batfleck right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's the Ben Affleck.
That is
Batman.
awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, there's more. Oh, my goodness. Deadpool. It's a good Deadpool.
Oh, I like that. That's a really good Deadpool.
That's it. Thank you very much.
That's
Those are
fantastic. I like this. It's a very simple note. It says, for the set, from Rob. Thank you for the vids. So we have, first of all, Triple H. An old Triple H. He has a battery pack here, but I don't know what for.
That's interesting.
Hey, I'm the game. I've got a battery pack. Here, try to stand him up.
Okay.
What else do we have here? Oh, man, look at this. It's a Kevin Nash without his hands.
That is a huge keychain.
Who's going to put this on a key? That's great. We're going to put this right here.
Yeah, that's perfect for the set.
You're Adam Cole, baby. Right there. We got another NWO. Oh, Macho Man with one hand.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go. Right there. A little mini Macho Man kind of keychain thing. We'll put this guy
Here, I got it.
right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Couple of folded up posters.
Oh, cool.
Here. Oh, look at this one. More Stacy. Oh, shit. A bunch of little cards.
Oh, man.
WCW trading cards.
We have Sid Vicious.
Holy crap. Look at the Stacy Keibler, man. This is saucy.
Brian Pillman. Ric Flair.
Look, Stacy Keibler's butt. It's all... And there's some Stacy Keibler fat material for you. That's good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
What else is in here?
Did you drop a card on the floor? You did.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. There's
Sting in there
a
too.
bunch more.
Sting's on the floor.
Can these be the new prizes for trivia?
Steiner Brothers. Z-Man. Doom.
We have another. Oh, we have a. Here's a Sable.
A couple more Pillmans.
Sable poster right there. Brock Lesnar's woman. Open this thing.
Cereal box.
A John Cena cereal box. There's John Cena right there.
That's great.
What else do we have in here? A couple more posters. The boon for the set. We can build a whole nother set with all
I know.
this
We
stuff.
have some magazines, it looks like. Oh, wow. Look at this. A program.
Oh, my God. That's great.
From
Bret Hart, Hitman by himself.
It's got John Studd and Bret Hart.
Looks The Undertaker. The Dead Man Rises. Oh, and there's Dave Bautista.
This is from '89.
Look, I'm Batista now. And then Dead Man Rises.
We have
My Legacy.
1996 Year in Review WCW magazine.
Ooh, we got to do a reaction video on that one.
That's pretty cool.
We got to get moving on those reaction videos.
There's a Bret Hart.
Look at this Bret
And
Hart.
a calendar.
It's a calendar from 1984. Or it's just January. It's just January.
Just January.
94. Oh, look at this. Look at this guy here.
It's Sting.
It is Sting. Uh-oh, but look. Look, Larson. I'm the man.
I'm the man.
I'm the man. Look, I'm Hogan now. So much stuff.
I know. Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much.
Thank you very much, Rob. That's awesome. We love it. All right, Larson, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, what are we going to do?
Kayfabe Corner.
Kayfabe Corner. We are actually doing Kayfabe Corner. What is Kayfabe Corner?
It's only the greatest pro wrestling trivia challenge there is.
That's true. That is true, yeah.
12 names.
Yeah.
Used to be 6 real.
5 real, 5 fake.
2 wild cards.
Couple of wild card finals.
Yes.
All right, are you ready?
I guess I better pay attention.
So today...
Oh, look at this. On the other side, NWO Classified.
It's the Outsiders and Hulk Hogan. I need to talk to the Outsiders and see how we're going to get our money back from...
Gambling it all away,
from
huh?
Cesaro, yeah. Hey,
All right.
Antonio.
What's the theme?
Okay, so one of the greatest WCW rivalries of all time was Vader versus Mick Foley.
Yeah.
So I put it out there, Vader Foley, and everybody voted on Foley. It was not too close, but Vader had a contingent of people, so it was Mick Foley.
Okay.
Mick Foley.
Okay.
It's Mick Foley, everybody.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Number 1.
1.
Baby Skunk.
Real.
Fake. Number 2.
2.
Major Stash.
Real.
Very good. The Brandon Brute.
The Brandon Brute.
Mm-hmm.
Spell Brandon.
Brandon. Like a regular name, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake.
Fake, yes. Terrible Ted.
Real.
He was a bear. He was a wrestling bear.
Interesting. So that's real.
Yeah, that is real.
Okay.
Blackjack Daniels.
Fake.
Real.
Oh.
Sounds like something I would have made up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Wonderful.
Fake.
Fake. Very good. Mary Monroe.
Real.
Very good. I actually made up that name and then looked it up to see if it was real. It's real. Buck Foley.
Fake.
Fake. Very good. Fred Atkinson.
What are you smiling for? That's real, isn't it?
Yeah, it is real. But I like this, like Stan Atkinson. I
I
thought
know.
you would have thought that I would have made that up. Montgomery May.
Fake.
Very good. Jesus Christ. Sweet Daddy Siki.
Real.
Very good. Mr. Robust.
Fake.
Real.
Oh. Nine's not bad.
All right, that's good. What does that put us at?
I'm up 3 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but
next week we'll be even.
okay. Number 1. Trivia. There's 2 trivia questions. During his first brief stint in WCW, whom did Foley fight at Clash of the Champions 10 in 1990?
Sting.
Mil Mascaris.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. That was interesting, too. Number 2.
2.
In Smoky Mountain Wrestling, whom did Foley team up with most frequently to feud with Boo Bradley and Chris Candido? Who did he team up with in Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
I feel like I know the answer to this. I'll just say Terry Funk.
Prime time, Brian Lee. Right behind you. The answer is right behind you. What'd you get? 9?
9.
Woo,
So I'm up 3.
You're up 3. So I got to put in a good performance so I can reestablish my dominance next week.
Yeah.
Here on Going In Raw.
If you get less than 9, then I start chipping away at your lead.
Start chipping away. Definitely start chipping away.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, that's it for now.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a bonus episode for you patrons right now.
Yeah.
But for the rest of you, until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
I'm going to switch files.
Cool. What should we talk about today?
All right, how about this? Let's talk about this.
What?
Let's list the 10 people we would have rather seen at 30 than Roman Reigns. Okay. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Hey, welcome to the bonus episode. For all you patrons out there, I want to say sincerely thank you.
Yes,
for
thank you very
supporting
much.
This show. We really appreciate it. So we're going to give you a bonus episode. And we've decided today we're going to talk about what are the 10 wrestlers we would have, because it's not really a count out fodder. What are 10 wrestlers we would have rather seen at 30?
Yeah.
Shit, maybe that would be a good count out.
Yeah, it would be a good count out.
You want to do that this week?
No,
instead?
we'll still do it.
We'll still do it here?
Yeah.
And then we'll do it also on count out?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are the top wrestlers? Who are the rest 30 number 30 wrestlers?
No.
10 wrestlers.
Yes.
So we'd rather see at number 30 than Roman Reigns.
At number 30, what if Seth Rollins came out at 30? And then
we'll accept ideas too from our chat room.
Seth Rollins comes out.
Yeah.
And tries to get himself in the match, and then he's forcibly removed by security.
I like that.
And they happen to do it over the top rope, so he's eliminated.
Yeah, I like that. Martin McLaughlin here says Tyler Bate.
Yes.
That'd have been good.
Yes.
That'd have been really good. Pop the crowd.
Knowing that he was in San Antonio for the weekend.
Yeah, that'd have been good. So that's 2.
2.
I would have rather seen Alexis Derevko.
Yes.
He was kind of hurt that we didn't say he was our favorite local wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm very sad about that. So we're going to say I don't know if he gets the bonus episodes or not, but we're going to say he's number 3 as the people we'd rather see. Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen him
at
number 30.
That'd been great.
That'd have been really great. Because who was in there when 30 came out? Roman Reigns came out, but who was in there still?
Undertaker.
Taker was in there still.
Bray. Orton.
Okay.
Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Miz was still in there.
I was going to say this as well. Jesse Starr says the Drifter.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely would have seen the Drifter.
Oh,
and like Elias Sampson.
Yeah.
And he would have had like a special song for the participants in
That'd
there.
been great.
Yeah.
Massive heel heat.
Massive heel heat. X-Pac heat. That'd have been great.
Who else?
Because
that 30 spot, people were so hyped for a surprise entrant.
Oh, I know.
So if they're going to do what they did and just or not give people Finn or Samoa Joe, then give that spot to someone who needs that heat.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm trying to think.
How about this?
Top heels that weren't in the Rumble.
Because I picked up the stack of cards right here, and I was like, oh, Flying Brian, and then it says Flying Brian. So I'm thinking, what about if they did a hologram of Brian Pillman?
What about AJ Styles?
I like my hologram.
Yeah, that's
Flying
good.
Brian,
I know one would wrestle a hologram, but I'm sure they can work on that.
He would have won. You can't eliminate a hologram.
That's a good point.
Flying Brian, your winner. of the 2017 Royal Rumble. Who else is on here? Z-Man.
Z-Man. Here, I'm gonna look through this WWE program and see if it inspires any ideas.
Oh, look at Rick Steiner's little baby.
I know.
Look at his little baby doggy there. Rick Steiner's dog. That dog's probably dead by now, though.
What about Scott
Probably
Steiner?
Passed away.
He could have been in the Rumble.
Do you see Scott Steiner ever being a Hall of Famer? The Steiner brothers? I see it happening.
Maybe
5 years from now, I see it happening.
Maybe
I definitely see it happening because I think owning a restaurant has mellowed him out. The fact that one of our friendos took a picture with him,
Yeah.
I think that means that he's mellowed out.
You
now.
think if I call this number in here, I can still order these posters?
Oh, can we please?
What about HBK? It'd been fun if he would have showed up at the Rumble. In the Rumble.
I want the Elizabeth workout poster.
What's going on with Jesse Ventura there?
He's either shitting or he's coming. I don't know what he's doing.
Jesse Ventura has a smile in here like this.
We have a lot of Flying Brian cards.
I know.
So the gods are telling me that hologram Flying Brian is a great idea. Look, it's Sid Vicious with a good leg.
How many ideas have we come up with? Not 10. I know that.
I think we came up with like 15, to be honest with you.
Okay. Should we take some questions then?
We'll take some questions from the live crowd. We'll take questions starting
look.
now. Bo Dallas.
We were just talking about him the other day. Red Rooster.
Oh, yeah.
Terry
yeah.
Taylor.
Why was he not huge?
I know.
You know why? Because they made him into a fucking rooster for a gimmick. I like this. Andrew Ronaldo says Charles Robinson at number 30.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Flair at 30 would have been great.
Flair at 30. Who doesn't want to see Flair? Hey, Antonio. I need that money.
Alex C., do you think Triple H feels more into the program than any of his others in recent years?
Yes, I do. I think he loves Seth Rollins.
I think he
they're
does.
like best
I think
friends.
he can't wait to put him over.
I think they talk on the phone like a lot about you just talk about the business. Yeah, I run ideas by him. Yeah, Seth he lets me block my own shots.
He lets me block my own matches.
Yeah, I don't let him block his own matches. Which wrestlers would you like to switch bodies or lives with? None lives, but bodies. What if I was a giant human like Braun Strowman just sitting here like this? That wouldn't be weird for you? That'd be weird.
That'd be very weird.
It'd be pretty weird all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know.
Like it wasn't something you came up
Would
with.
it still would Braun still have your voice? Would it just be you in Braun's body, but still your voice?
Hey, friendos.
No, your voice.
Yeah, my voice. Yeah, it'd be weird. That'd be even weirder.
That'd be really weird.
I would want you to switch bodies with RVD.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, are you sure? Like as much as you come over grumpy every day, just from fatigue, general old man fatigue.
Yeah.
He's probably sore every day.
But he's also probably really mellow.
Yeah. Well, we just got to smoke some weed, man. How long till the Going In Raw cooking show starts?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good question, Jefferson. I don't know. We need more hours
Meatloaf
in
and
the day.
soup ideas.
We need more hours a day. Vivian Ritchie, Steve, how do I get the WWE Network? Listen.
WWEnetwork.com.
WWEnetwork.com. The Royal Rumble is free now.
This right now is the only frame you'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Alex C., do you think Almas is the key to maybe getting Naito in the WWE one day? Because they're founders of Los Ingobernables.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if he's key, but that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. I don't know if Naito's ever going to come, though.
That'd be great. Would you rather kill Asuka's cat and then have to tell her about it, or try to give Nikki Cross a shower? The second one.
Yeah.
Because then you're just trying to convince somebody to take a shower.
Yeah.
It says try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Nakamura goes to Raw? What does SmackDown do at that point? Call it a day.
Yep.
Fold up until Bobby Roode
become NXT.
Become NXT. Yeah. The roar of SmackDown. Let's see here.
Can you plot out a story until Mania out of Randy Orton winning the Rumble? Well, it seems like
Bray wins the title at Elimination Chamber. Wait a second, didn't they say AJ Cena 2 is going to be at Chamber?
No,
2, but
no.
It's going to be a Chamber
Cena
match?
and AJ are both in the Chamber match.
In the Chamber match,
yeah,
with
for
four
the
other
title. Yeah,
competitors. Okay.
so it'll probably be the two of them, Bray, Dolph, and Corbin.
Oh, I like that. Carlos Hackworth says, "How would you book Bo coming out at 30?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Face to face with Bray.
That'd be awesome.
That'd have been really cool. You know what'd be cool? What if Bo hooked up with Luke Harper? Form like an alternate Wyatt family.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. The Dallas family.
The Dallas family. There you go. Good Dally. He was our guy, so we let him go over. But also, he was the right guy at the time.
Alex C. What bearded wrestler would look weirdest clean shaven?
Oh.
And what clean shaven guy would look weirdest with a beard?
Well, we know what Bray looks like without a beard, and it is weird.
It is weird.
It's not good. What clean cut guy would look weirdest with a beard? Neville. Because we know what both look like, and the beard is weird. Vivian Ritchie, what are some of your guilty pleasures? And don't say pre-cum. You shouldn't feel guilty for pre-cum, Larson. Yay or nay?
You know my answer.
That's not an answer.
You know my position on it.
It's not a position. What are some of your guilty pleasures that are not masturbatory, apparently?
I guess beer.
Bad food.
Yeah.
Like fast food, like real crap fast food.
Yeah, like.
Which I have a hard time. I can't really do much of it these days.
I know. Beer.
Beer, yeah. Beer. Underground snuff films. I'm so joking. I can't watch that shit anymore. Back in college, I would watch like Gore Gallery, whatever the fucking website is. Like I'd watch that sometimes. People getting hit by trains and shit. Or drug lord decapitations. It's horrible. Like the things that I've seen are burned into my psyche.
I don't want to see any of that stuff.
But back then I want to learn about the world. That's how you do it.
Okay, I guess so.
That's not how you do it.
No,
man.
it's not.
You know what I did today? I downloaded a bunch of science news apps.
Interesting.
To combat my sadness over not being able to watch the real news. Now I exclusively want science news.
Okay.
That's all I want. Dude.
Okay.
Can't do the real
What
news.
apps did you download?
I'll tell you right
okay.
now. There's an app called Space News.
Oh.
Which is not related to our old Space News segment
not at all.
on 10 for the Win Live.
At least I don't think so.
There's one called iGeeks Blog.
Okay.
iGeeks Blog. There's one called Science News, and there's one called News Flash. I also got the BBC News.
Oh, good call.
So I'm just going to... It's just these. No more Twitter.
Okay.
No more Twitter.
Kyle Young. Is Larson going Haas eating all those chips? If you put a bowl of chips in front of me, I'll eat them.
Yeah, you like the chips.
I'm powerless.
Chips are good.
It takes a lot for me to go Haas, though. It happened once, years ago.
Yeah.
I went modest Haas.
That was a long time ago. That was just baby fat because you didn't have a beard.
No, but like I legit put on 40 pounds.
Yeah.
When we were in college.
Oh yeah.
For eating too many hamburgers.
You would eat like a burger every day, huh?
Sometimes two.
I know. It took me a while to realize I was getting fat. It took me. I'll tell you the exact time, the exact day, not day, but the exact moment was so like in college. Like I didn't realize that I was blowing up. I didn't realize because I was bone thin before then. And when I was an RA, and here's the thing, I lost all that weight in like 2009. Like I was pretty thin in 2009, and then I started eating again. But back in college, I was an RA in the dorms. Dude, it's literally like you thought the Red Baron thing was bad. I used to order 2 medium-sized Domino's pizzas, and I couldn't stop eating them. I would eat them in one sitting. 2 medium-sized Domino's pizzas, like meat. I would eat them.
Wow.
I would have such a hard time, but it was like fucking crack, dude. I would have such a hard time. So I didn't realize. I never really looked at myself. I was like, I'm not getting.
Well, when it's gradual, you don't really notice it.
So
as much.
gradual. Yeah. And then I ended up, and then I remember when I started working at the bank, like the graveyard shift, right, which then fucks with your metabolism big time. And so I remember, like I never noticed my clothes getting tight or anything like that. I remember I was like leaning back in my office chair, and at night, like the windows that they had were reflective on the inside, so like you had a bunch of mirrors. I remember sitting back like this and looking over and looking like I was pregnant. I was like, because I'm not holding in or anything because I don't realize that I'm fat.
Yeah.
And so I just look over and I'm like, what? Who was that? Who was that fat guy? And I was like, fuck.
I remember when I realized that I was pushing into Haasdom.
Like Craig Tula says, why not get 1 large pizza? I got 2 mediums.
It's probably a better deal.
I didn't think it was, yeah.
I guess I just hadn't weighed myself in forever. And so I stepped on a scale and it was 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
No good.
Yeah. I didn't really step on scales. Like I never really did that. I was 8 and 8 and 8. Man, my goodness. So I didn't learn until much later about like how you should be eating, what you should be doing with your life. Still figuring all that out. Anyways, I think that's good.
Speaking of all that food, let's go get some lunch.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye. SpaghettiOs, yay or nay? Nay.
Oh, no. I don't like spaghetti.
Nay.
I like Chef Boyardee raviolis, though.
Yeah, those are okay.
Mainly because they remind